What's good, y'all? It's Bank back with you here for our second episode of our new series, Career Simulation. Last time we took a look at Joe Burrow, saw how his career went. This time we're gonna follow Ceedee Lamb, see if he ends up staying in Dallas his whole career or if he decides to leave. I think he's got 2 years left on this contract, so we'll look at his contract real quick, his overall view of those things real quick, see where he's starting out, and then we'll go ahead hop into it, see if they make the playoffs. So CD Lamb is currently 23. He's a superstar with 90 speed. Like I said, I'm like 99% sure that this man's is on 2 years left. Yep, 2 years left on his contract. So this year, the next year, so after 2023, we'll see if Lamb decides to stay in Dallas. But with that being said, I'm gonna simulate to the playoffs, and I'll see you guys there. So here we are in the 2022 playoffs. Dallas did not make it, and it's funny because it says the Eagles went 6 and 11, but in real life they're undefeated. Well, they're not undefeated anymore. Washington beat them last night, so that was a good game. Anyway, back to what we really care about. CeeDee Lamb did not have a 1,000-yard season. Only wide receiver who was above 900 yards was James Washington. CD did have 7 catches though, 71 receptions, 870 yards. It's not terrible. Obviously wasn't good enough to make the playoffs, so with that being said, I'm going to simulate to the beginning of the 2023 season, and I'll see you guys there. So the start of the 2023 season, we'll do what we always do, check and see who won last year's Super Bowl. It was Aaron Rodgers against the Ravens. Josh Allen won MVP, John Harbaugh won Coach of the Year, but lost in the Super Bowl. Rookie of the Year, only year we'll check it out, just because this will be the only year we actually recognize the rookies. Jameson Williams from the Lions, and I'm going to butcher this man's name, but Kayvon Thibodeau, I believe is how you say his last name. I think his first name is Kayvon. But anyway, Aaron Rodgers wins Super Bowl MVP, now has 2 Lombardis to show for his career. I assume he'll probably retire. I don't know, I've noticed that sometimes in these games, once an older quarterback wins a Super Bowl, they just retire. They want to go out on a high note, just like Peyton Manning. Can't really blame them though. But that being said, I'm going to simulate to the 2023 playoffs, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, so the 2023 playoffs, we did make it. Looks like we face Atlanta. Let's go ahead, hop in, see CD Lamb's stats for the season. Receiving stats, CD Lamb, he had 1,000 yards, +7 touchdowns. So yeah, that right there, that's a CD Lamb season right there. Looks like we got Allen Lazard, Jalen Tolbert, still not really doing anything. It's weird though. CD Lamb doesn't have any player tags on his thing. You would think he'd be like a day one starter or a franchise wide receiver, something with his skill. But with that being said, we're just gonna go ahead, simulate, see if we beat the Falcons. I was about to say the Falcons was a kind of easy game if we're being honest, at least with how Dallas is in Madden. This is gonna be a little bit harder of a game. Oh, we won the division too at 10 and 7. That's nice. We'll go ahead, skip to the conference, see if we beat Packers. We did. So now it'll be Dallas versus Carolina to make it to the Super Bowl. We're just gonna go ahead, sim to the Super Bowl, see if we made it. We did not. It'll be Panthers and Bills. That would have been nice if we could have got a Cowboys-Bills rematch in the Super Bowl. But with that being said, I'll see you guys at the start of the 2024 season. Start of the 2024 season. We're going to go ahead and take a look at 2 things. We already know who was in the Super Bowl last season, so we don't really need to worry about that. But however, CeeDee Lamb is still on the Cowboys, and he signed an extension, so we need to look and see how long he signed it for. 3 years, it says, so he will be a Cowboy until 2026 unless he gets traded. So we'll look at who won the Super Bowl last season. Was it the Panthers or the Bills? It was the Bills. Ed Oliver won Super Bowl MVP. Good for him. Nothing too big to look at other than that, so we're just going to simulate to the 2024 playoffs, and I'll see you guys then. So the 2024 playoffs, we face San Francisco, but just like at the end of every season, we're going to go ahead, check one thing. Dak does not get 5,000 yards. So Ceedee Lamb with another 1,000-yard receiving season. This time Michael Gallup also has one, and Allen Lazard. He went down 3 touchdowns, but he had a 1,000-yard season and 10+ touchdowns. So I really can't be upset they made the playoffs. So we're gonna simulate into the divisional, see if we beat San Francisco. We did not, 27-24. That really sucks, but that being said, I'll see you guys at the start of the 2025 season. So, the start of the 2025 season, what could potentially be Ceedee Lamb's second to last season. Look at that, Dak Prescott wins MVP. That will never happen in real life. San Francisco and the Chiefs, a repeat of Super Bowl, what was it, 19? Yeah, I can't read Roman numerals, but Super Bowl of 2019, except it's a reversal of fortune this time. Debo wins Super Bowl MVP. 49ers have another one in the books. And I will see you guys in the playoffs. So 2025, we are back in the playoffs. We play the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know why I picked league history. We were second place in our division. Giants won it at 10-7. Dak with another non-5,000-yard passing season. Ceedee Lamb with another 1,000-yard receiving season. Was he hurt or something? Because the man only caught 4 touchdowns. It's like he's mainly wanting to throw to Allen Lazard right now. He only had 35 passing touchdowns, though, so I guess we can't really be upset that most of them didn't come to us. But with that being said, let's advance to the divisional, see if we beat the Vikings. We do, we take on the Atlanta Falcons. Will we make it to the conference championship game? We do not. We lose by 3 points again. So, you guys know how this works. I'll see you guys at the start of the 2026 season. So, start of the 2026 season, what will potentially be Ceedee Lamb's last season is Cowboy. Look at that. Rod Cameron, quarterback of the Buccaneers, takes them to a Super Bowl. Joe Burrow wins MVP. Good for him. Nice to see you again, sir. Chiefs make back-to-back Super Bowls and have back-to-back Super Bowl losses. Will we even make a Super Bowl? I don't know. I'll see you in the 2026 playoffs to find out. So the 2026 season, we did make the playoffs. We did not win the wait. Yeah, we did win the division. So we won it by 1 game against the Giants. Let's go ahead and check out CeeDee Lamb's stats real quick. Prescott had 40 touchdowns. Lamb had 84 receptions, 1,154 yards, 9 touchdowns. That's not bad. It's not bad. He was looking at like 67 yards a game. Best on the team. Looked like it said we got Tyler Lockett also, so that's nice. But we're going to simulate to the divisional, see if we can beat San Francisco for the second year. Nope, we lose to them. Actually, I think we lost to them last season, so that's back-to-back years we lost to San Francisco. You know what that means. I'll see you guys at the start of the 2027 season to see if CeeDee Lamb's still a Cowboy. Start of the 2027 season, you know what it is. We're going to go ahead and check out the league history. Holy shit, are you kidding me? So, 3 years in a row, the Chiefs make the Super Bowl. 3 years in a row, they lose. Dak Prescott wins MVP again, though. 2 things I want to look at real quick. So, we're going to look and see, now that it's been a few years, where CeeDee Lamb ranks in terms of just all wide receivers. So, let's go up to the NFL, go overall. So, in terms of overall, CeeDee Lamb is 7th. A few people in front of him. Chris Godwin's with the Cardinals, good for him. T. Higgins is up to a 91, that's nice. Jerry Jeudy, Tyreek Hill's slowly going down. Michael Pittman moved up to a 91, so good for all of them. Last thing we're going to check before I simulate to the 2027 playoffs. What kind of a contract did... Oh, wow, okay, so he went down in development. He was a superstar when we first began. Lamb will be a Cowboy through 2030, so we will at least see him in Dallas for another 4 years. So with that being said, I'm going to simulate the 2027 playoffs, and I'll see you guys then. So the 2027 playoffs, we do make it. We face the division rivals, Philadelphia Eagles, let's see, Ceedee Lamb. Wow, 97 receptions, only had 6 touchdowns, but 1,300 yards. So it looks like he's kind of mentoring this Johnny Shelton, who had 69 receptions for almost 1,000 yards. Him and Manny Middleton. Okay, so yes, I guess Ceedee Lamb is really the only receiver left that Dallas had at the start of this video. So we'll simulate to next week, see if we won. So Ceedee Lamb's kind of becoming like a mentor, basically. We lose in the playoffs by 1 point, 24 to 25 to Philadelphia. Ceedee Lamb still does not have his Super Bowl or even a Super Bowl appearance. But I'll see you guys at the start of the 2028 season. Just like we do at the beginning of every season, we're going to go ahead and see who's in the Super Bowl and who won the Super Bowl. Holy shit. So since 2024, the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl. It's been 49ers, Bucks, 49ers, Bucks. But they finally won, so I mean, good for them. I guess it only takes 4 back-to-back attempts in the Super Bowl to get a win. So, hey, with this logic, that means they'll be playing the 49ers in this year's Super Bowl. But I'll see you guys in the playoffs to see if that's true. So sadly, 2028 playoffs, we did not make it. We were second place in the division, but it wasn't good enough to get us a spot. Dak threw for over 5,000 yards. Ceedee Lamb had a 1,200-yard receiving season, 9 touchdowns, and 83 receptions. He finally got Johnny Shelton up to his level. They're basically just trying to be the next Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle combo, but with that being said, really nothing for us to look at. I'll see you guys at the start of the 2029 season. Okay, so 2029 season, let's see who won the 2028 Super Bowl. It was 2 new teams. Wow, Joe Burrow wins MVP again, good for him. Trevor Lawrence finally gets his Super Bowl against Seattle. Seattle's first Super Bowl appearance in like 10, 15 years. But nothing else for us to really look at. It's Ceedee Lamb's second to last season, potentially as a Cowboy. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the 2029 playoffs. So sadly, 2029 looking a lot like 2028. We did not make the playoffs. We were actually last in the division. Dak is just slowly getting worse and worse. Lamb still puts up 1,000-yard season. So does this rookie and Johnny Shelton. He only has 5 touchdowns to show for it, and it looks like Shelton's starting to be more of the main target. But Lamb's doing what he can. He had about 65 yards per game. Like I said, Dak's just slowly regressing, so we can't do anything about our quarterback being bad. But with that being said, I'm going to simulate to the 2030 season. Ceedee Lamb's last season before a contract extension. So I'll see you guys there. Start of the 2030 season, we're going to go ahead check out Ceedee Lamb's stats real quick. Not Ceedee Lamb's stats, I don't know what I'm talking about, sorry about that. We're going to go ahead look and see who won the 2029 Super Bowl. It was San Francisco against Baltimore. So this was a repeat of the 2012 Super Bowl. Wow, 17 years later. Trey Lance wins MVP and Offensive Rookie of the Year. Jameson Williams looks like he went to San Francisco, left Detroit. He finally got himself a ring. Good for him, won Super Bowl MVP too. So with that being said, I'm going to simulate to the 2030 playoffs, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, so the 2030 playoffs, we did not make it again, sadly. Didn't mean to click league history. I did take a look. Ceedee Lamb signed an extension for 4 years, so he will be a Cowboy through 2034. Dak has 5,000 yards. Ceedee Lamb with another 1,000-yard season, so he's doing pretty good. Wow, look at that. Shelton guy had 18 touchdowns, 90 receptions, and 1,200 yards. Good for him. So there's really not too much else to look at. That being said, I'll see you guys at the start of the 2031 season. 2031 season, let's go ahead see who won the 2030 Super Bowl. It was Ravens back in it. They lost to the Washington Commanders, however. Joe Burrow with, I believe, like his 3rd or 4th NFL MVP. With that being said, there's really not too much for us to look at. Ceedee Lamb signed his contract extension. He's 32 years old, so we'll see him in Dallas until he's 36. With that being said, I will see you guys in the 2031 playoffs. 2031 season, we did make the playoffs, so that's nice. Let's go ahead check out the holy shit. Okay, so wow, Dak is no longer the quarterback. We have a four-year quarterback from Missouri. He threw for 5,480 yards, 43 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Ceedee Lamb had another 1,000-yard receiving season. Looks like they're just mainly targeting the Shelton guy. I guess he's like first string now. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Lamb's still like a 94 overall or something. But with that being said, let's see if we can make it to the divisional round. We haven't been in the playoffs in like 2 seasons, and we lose to the Saints. So that is very depressing. But you know what that means. I'll see you guys at the start of the 2032 season. Start of the 2032 season. Let's see who won the 2031 Super Bowl. Chiefs are back in it. Good for them. Looks like the Seahawks finally got their win. They haven't been in it for like, wow, 4 seasons. Doesn't seem like it's been that long. Ravens finally don't make it. Chiefs are back in it. I don't even know if Patrick Mahomes is still playing or not. But we really don't have anything else to look at. I mean, he is getting old, so let's just double check, make sure Ceedee Lamb is still on the team. Yes, he is. He's 33 and slowly regressing. So we will look at that at the beginning of each and end of each season, make sure that he has not retired. That being said, though, I will see you guys at the start of the 2032 playoffs. We did not make the playoffs. Let's check CeeDee Lamb's stats, though, see how he's doing. We're still rocking with this Donald guy. He had over 1,000 yards lost. He just had a terrible season. I don't know if he was hurt. They put in this rookie for Marshall. I don't know what was going on. Lamb, for the first time in like basically 10 years, has an under 1,000 yard season, but I really feel like we can't be mad at him. I mean, they're starting to bring in younger wide receivers to replace him. He's trying his hardest. I mean, he had like, what, 15 to 20 less receptions than the first place guy, and he, no one else had 1,000 yards, so I'm really not going to blame him on that. But with that being said, I'm in advance of the 2033 season. I'll see you guys then to see if CeeDee Lamb still plays. It's like I suspected. You go to Dallas Cowboys roster. You look at the wide receiver core, and he is not there anymore. But CeeDee Lamb did a great job preparing Johnny Shelton and Deontay Baskerville to get the job done. Johnny Shelton's obviously signed to a huge contract. There really isn't anyone on this team who was here when CeeDee Lamb started other than Micah Parsons. Michael will be out in the next few seasons, though. So with that being said, I think that's about it. CeeDee Lamb's career, in terms of Madden, he will stay on the Cowboys for about 12 years, and he will sadly never make a Super Bowl, never get a chance at winning a Lombardi trophy. But on a personal stand, I think that I think he had a Hall of Fame career. He only had like 2 seasons, 3 seasons where he didn't have 1,000 yards. One of them was the very first season we did it, and then like the last season he played, but no one on the team had over 1,000 yards. So like I said before, we really can't be upset with him. But with that being said, that has been it for the CeeDee Lamb career simulation. Leave a like, subscribe, make sure you turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next one.